Good morning, Ian Crouch with your 8:30 Hunter News update. A police officer is being treated for serious injuries after a horrific crash at Maitland last night. It's understood the officer stepped out of his car at a roundabout on the New England Highway to stop a speeding trail bike rider who was being pursued by police when he rode into him. The officer was airlifted to the John Hunter Hospital with suspected leg fractures, head and spinal injuries, but is reported to be in a stable condition. The bike rider in his 20s was arrested. He suffered non-life-threatening injuries and is under police guard at the John Hunter. A teenage girl is expected to be dealt with under the Young Offenders Act after a sickening attack on another girl at Edgeworth. Video of the incident has gone viral online, showing the culprit repeatedly punching, kicking and stomping on another girl during an 18th birthday party last Friday night. Police arrested the alleged offender yesterday. This witness says the injured girl was screaming for help when she banged on her front door.
I opened the door, but luckily I never opened the security door. That's always locked. And there was this chubby young girl screaming her head off, hysterical, blood coming out of her nose, blood all over her arms. You know, she said, I need the police. I've been bashed.
The owner of a Katara home has been treated for smoke inhalation after fire engulfed his garage and home overnight. 20 firefighters from 5 stations were called to the single-level weatherboard home on Park Avenue just after 10 o'clock. Police say a lit cigarette sparked the fire in the garage, which quickly spread to the house. It took crews 90 minutes to douse the flames. 2 former Australian Prime Ministers have been recognised for their contributions to the nation by the University of Newcastle. The Honourable John Howard was recognised for his contributions to the higher education sector, delivering the occasional address at graduation ceremonies yesterday. He praised the University of Newcastle.
This university has lived through the ups and downs and the challenges of the city of Newcastle and of the Hunter Valley. In an earlier day job that I had, I was very familiar with some of the challenges that confronted Newcastle.
The Honourable Julia Gillard will also receive a doctorate at a future ceremony. Cessnock Council is calling on residents to provide their feedback on a recent citywide flood study. The study shows the number of residents and businesses affected by flooding have doubled following recent wet weather. Council's Environmental Infrastructure Officer Martin Connor says the study will help them form flood mitigation projects.
Flood mitigation projects essentially mitigate flood impacts. So for South Cessnock, it means that the water levels will drop 40-odd centimetres. It means that it provides more time for people to react. That's good news for residents. It's also good news for emergency services.
Those looking to provide feedback on the study can visit Council's website before May 7. 3 elderly men are none the worse for wear after their runabout crash into the Fingal Spit at high speed last night. The trio in their early 80s were attempting to cross the sandbar just before 7 o'clock when the accident happened, sending them flying forward. Police and paramedics managed to reach the men and treated them at the scene for cuts and bruises. They also managed to recover the boat.
2NURFM Sport.
The Knights will be aiming for their first win in 3 weeks as they prepare to face the Sharks tomorrow night at home. Newcastle will be boosted by the return of stars Bradman Best, Jacob Saifiti and Kurt Mann as they look to put last week's thumping behind them. Coach Adam O'Brien says the club has analysed and addressed their mistakes, but more needs to be done.
Whether it's a win or a loss, a good performance or a poor one, everything stays the same. We still go through the video and we did that. We addressed some stuff, but unfortunately we've addressed some things over the last 3 weeks, probably getting sick of addressing.
Newcastle cricketer Jason Sanger will line up for New South Wales today as they go head-to-head with Queensland to defend their interstate title. The 21-year-old helped the state defeat Western Australia in the One Day Cup and notched up his 3rd first-class century 2 weeks ago. The match will kick off this morning at Allan Border Field in Queensland. And Cessnock Goanna's coach Todd Edwards says he's proud of former Goanna Braden Musgrove making his NRL debut for the Knights tomorrow night. And the winning numbers in Wednesday Lotto are 11, 32, 27, 29, 7 and 33, and the supplementaries are 35 and 1. And now you're up to date with the latest 2NURFM Hunter News.